Setting your airflow sensor plate height. So, what we have here is the airflow meter that's going to go in my buddy Kevin Dinsmore's 560 SEC. And the reason I'm replacing is because his is really weird. But this is a nice example. It was from a 420 SEL that obviously didn't lead such a horrible life. Look at how nice these components are. But we're going to be talking about this thing, the airflow sensor plate. I'm making this video because I have to tell so many people in email how to do this, so I might as well just do it now. So, on cars with Bosch KE Jetronic injection, before you hit pressure, see the fuel distributor pushes down on this central plunger right here where my finger is. But before you hit pressure, this thing should have 3 millimeters of free play. If you, well, between 1 and 3 millimeters of free play. If you don't know how much that is, then you can use a depth caliper right here on the lip. But basically, this pushing all the way down is 0 free play, and then that's about 3 millimeters. How do I get that free play? Well, we're going to talk about that. So, to increase the amount of free play, you're going to adjust the 3 millimeter Allen screw. And so this is a cheap 3 millimeter Allen that I got at Sears. But if I go out, it'll actually increase the amount of free play. And if I go in, if I turn the 3 millimeter adjuster in, it will decrease the amount of free play. Now sometimes this thing sticks. So you just have to rock it gently until the little adjuster screw comes out. Now, when you're setting this thing up, once you get your free play, your between 1 and 3 millimeters of free play, the car should start and run, but you're still going to have to turn this screw either left or right. Usually I go out counterclockwise because that seems to yield better results. But you may have to go in or out to get the car's idle to smooth out and to get the best vacuum possible. That's right. I usually adjust this thing to get the best vacuum possible instead of reading the sorry, it's late, the on-off ratio. And now this 3 millimeter thing doesn't apply with just K-Jetronic. No, absolutely not. With K-Jetronic, though, the adjustment is the same. But what you're going to do with K-Jet is you're going to run your fuel pump relay between terminals 87 and 30 on the pump relay. And you're going to adjust this thing with the line nuts to the fuel distributor open until you start to see fuel just start to flow out of those things. That means that you have the beginning of fuel delivery. Now, you don't want there to be fuel delivery, but you want there to be fuel delivery just when the engine starts to suck down on the airflow plate and push right here on the center of the fuel distributor so that fuel delivery begins. And then guess what? Vroom! Because you have fuel delivery as soon as the airflow sensor plate deflects. And that is what you're looking for with K-Jet. Now with K-Jetronic, you also want to adjust to the smoothest idle. And you also want to adjust to where you don't have any stumbling on acceleration. Now sometimes with K-Jet and K-Jet only, you'll have a problem with the airflow sensor plate height in this bore. And if you run your index finger, this is according to Larry Fletcher, down this lip, and your index finger catches the edge of the airflow sensor plate, it's sitting too high, so you have to bring it down. Now, you don't do this on KE Jetronic. Like I said, just K-Jetronic. You take this little pin, it's usually on the other side on K-Jet, and you knock it down just about 1 millimeter with a punch and then check it again. And then you readjust your idle mixture to get the smoothest idle right through here. And then you should gain a little bit more power off the line with your KE Jetronic injected Mercedes. So there we go. Anyway, these are the basics of adjusting your airflow meter. I hope they were beneficial and useful to you. Please drop us a line or in the comments, or send us an email if they're not, if there's more questions. And if you enjoy this video, please like it and share it and tap that bell for notifications. Thank you so much for all your help, and thank you for supporting us in Patreon if you've done so.